was a great month to start off with. Got platinum swag. It's the highest I've ever been. Feels really good. Um, to see all the work I'm putting in pay off, and it's awesome. It feels great, and looking forward to fighting through all the trolls that apparently are in Platinum 5 that everyone hates, and moving on to Diamond. That's the next goal, man. Gotta set goals at a time. I really think I can do it. I just need to put some time in, and that will be the next goal. That's the next thing. I'm not going to be happy till I get there. So, diving right into it, we have we have the stats for the month. Raw data again. You can check it out on the blog. It's gelatilaw.blogspot.com, and feel free to comment on there, make suggestions, or add me in game. Talk about it and comment on this YouTube video. Whatever you got to do. Please feel free to comment. I'll probably be making a thread on Reddit too. So we'll go side by side and compare. Okay. One thing I like to do at the end of the month is set big picture ideas for what I want to improve for next month. And one of those things in April, or actually going all the way back to March, was I wanted to die less. And coincidentally, from March into April, I died 0.1 times per game more. And from April to May, I actually died even more than that. I died 4.9 times a game. It was a point I wanted to make, but at the same time, let's bring up the fact that I'm averaging 1.4 more assists per game. Now, this is part, in fact, due to me playing a little bit more support this month than I normally do. So, I mean, that could be part of it, but I mean, I have to delve into it a little bit more. I'm getting less kills, more assists. It's more what I'm trying to say. My KDA went up, but that could be inflated from a number of things. Probably it's mostly from that assist number. Let's see. Team KDA is a little bit different. People are my teams are averaging more kills, like 3 kills more a game, and more assists. So there's just a lot more fighting, a lot more action going on. I went on a 14-3 run at one point this season. An 8-game winning streak, and that is actually what pushed me into my promotion series for platinum, or from gold 1 to platinum, and I actually ended up losing the first game of the promo series and then winning the next couple. So I had a 7-game losing streak, also same as last month. LP gain and loss from single games, I'm losing way less now and gaining way more now that I'm in platinum. Like the first win I got in platinum, I won 27 for. So it's a lot different from when I was winning 3 and 4 and 5 throughout all of gold 1. Highest kills, deaths, and assists. I have more assists from last month. That 17 death game is a thing of the past, but only 12 and a few fewer kills. Highest single game CS, but that's a lot of just the way I play. And there wasn't like that game was a Karthus game, and I straight AFK for the entire game. Combat grades, which is what I explained to you guys and introduced you guys to last month, and it's like the new statistic that I've been keeping track of. And I explained it last month. If you're not sure, you can go back, check the blog. It's on the I explained it there, or you can check out my last video, my previous video, and I explained it in that video shortly as well. Generally speaking, though, I'm less effective in lane this month, but a lot of it is because I'm getting a ton more outside lane pressure, and I'm also roaming quite a bit better than I was in previous months. So I'm kind of sacrificing dominating my lane more, and I'm instead opting to roam and do things that way. This is a new statistic I'm going to just quickly go over, but I already made a blog post about this. I'm now keeping track of what I'm calling contribution grades. And what these contribution grades are is I take the combined kills and assists for my team and divide my kills and assists for a team by the teams to give me a percent. In this case, I'm averaging 19.83% of my team's kills and assists. And negative contribution is just my deaths divided by team's deaths. I'm averaging 10% or close to 11% of my team's deaths. If you combine the two of these together, that is not right. I'll have to get back to you guys on that one. Um, hmm. Yeah, I must have some wrong math in there. Anyway, I will perhaps post an edit to this eventually. But if you just look at this, I'm positive 9 or close to it. And the idea is that I'm contributing in a positive way to my team that more or that percent of the time. That's the idea behind this stat. I'm also keeping another thing is I'm also keeping track of my damage done. Um, like I'm keeping track of damage to champions. I'm not keeping track of damage to creeps or damage to anything else. I'm keeping track of specifically total damage done to champions, and I divide my team's total, or I divide my total damage done to champions by my team's total damage done to champions, and I'm averaging 19.9%. Those averages are from um, games where I'm not the support. In games where actually no, those are from all my games total, including support, and this the 26.64 is my average from games without including the games where I'm support. Because it's being support, it's not always about doing damage, and so I like to keep the numbers separate, even though I track them for every game. The again explanation of these, the contribution grades is in the blog, so you can check that out for more detailed description and the actual formulas I use. Most played champions last month. It was my weakening Lux from before in March, where I was very very strong with her. And this month, I'm back to my bread and butter Cassiopeia, far and away the most played champion for me. I have 24 games as opposed to only 8 with Rise. It was a little bit closer last month, 21 and 19. So I've gone back to my bread and butter champion, like my favorite champion to play in this game, and I've gone back to her, and for what it's been working for me. I'm 14 and 10, KDA of 2.89 to 1. But if you look, my lane effectiveness plus 0.33 is way way higher than my average for like across all my champions. And I think that's part of part of that is that Cassiopeia is like a lane bully. That's the kind of champion she is. She zones, she pressures, and she scores a lot of kills early. So that's where that comes from. I'm getting a ton. That's like about the average, but I'm getting a lot of outside lane action against when I'm on Cassiopeia. Part of that is because she's an easy champ to gank, but it's a good thing as long as I respond to it well, because that means I'm pulling jungle attention off of or jungle pressure off the rest of my team and bringing it to me. And as long as I'm willing to accept and handle that, and I deal with it in the correct way, it's a good thing. My roaming grade is much lower on Cassiopeia because I tend to play her as like a 1v1, like a duelist, and until like later in the game. And most of this roaming grade, this is not from 4 games. I need to correct this. That was copied from last month, as was this. This roaming grade is lower because, and the few times actually a lot of where this roaming grade comes from is when I'm helping the jungler, because more often than not I'm doing that as opposed to like ganking a lane. It's not very easy to gank lanes with Cassiopeia because when champions are running away from you, her ult's a lot less effective. So while she can push very quickly, you're much better off faking a gank and waiting in a bush for their mid to follow you, and then you kill the mid. So I don't necessarily give myself a high roaming grade for her. Onto champions play. This was something that I back in March wanted to really reduce my champion pool. I think I played 22 or 23 back in March, and 21 last month. And this month I'm down to 15, and coincidentally I'm being more successful. I'm limiting myself in that way, and it's really helped me to just get better at the core champions that I'm playing. And I'm gonna look to limit that number down to maybe 14, 13 for next month, considering I am trying to add Graves to my AD pool, and I might be adding Ziggs to my mid pool, but we'll see. Duo Q statistics, I thought I was bad last month. I was even worse this month, and already playing into June, the beginning of this month, I'm even worse. I've lost a ton of Duo Q games, and it just doesn't work for me for whatever reason. Like maybe I play differently. I try to show off. Like I don't know what it is, but I need to figure it out. And until then, I'm probably not going to do a Q. Not too much deviation in match times. Average was about 20 seconds shorter this month. I was very successful in the 25 to 30 minute range, as I wasn't last month, but between the 20 and 25 or the 20 and 30 minute range, I tend to be pretty good. And in late games, I tend to play. I feel that I play better even if I don't win. But nothing too strange there. Nothing too strange in pick order statistics for this month. 8 and 3 as a third pick. I was 19-12, so statistically I'm still strong as a third pick. Most played opponent went from Lux last month because she was still the flavor of the month to Anivia this month, and I am very, very bad against Anivia. It's a matchup I really need to work on. And Ezreal, because everyone and their mother is doing that blue Ezreal build that everybody hates so much. So, coincidentally, I'm 7 and 3 against Ezreal, even though I hate it, and I feel that I never do that well against it. And wow, and I was also 4-0 against Orianna this month. I'm seeing a lot more of her as well. I feel like that she's going to make a comeback and be pretty frequently played, especially at the platinum level where there's more people that know how to play her. Weakest matchup that I was able to find was Nidalee, and that statistic will weaken even further for the beginning of this month when I do next month's vlog, as I've lost a couple games to Nidalee, and it's a champ that takes you out of your comfort zone because she's not very easy to kill, like especially after she's 6. But barrier in Italy is like the new thing. So combined with the heal and her mobility and barrier, it makes it just extraordinarily difficult to kill her without jungle help. So I didn't play any summoners twice this month. A lot fewer first bloods. I had 11 last month and 4 this month, but only 2 first bloods again, so that's good. This is not up to date. I'll have to check that. Fairly certain that I'm probably 2 and 2 and 1 and 1, but we'll see. One of the things I wanted to work on for last time was not playing that last game, like one game too many. And I was 8 and 19 last month in my final game of my session, like the last game of a given session. This month I improved that to 12 and 6, which is a huge swing. I'm positive 6 down from negative 11, so that's a huge swing. And I think a lot of that has to do with I've just been playing shorter sessions, which is another thing I was keeping track of. I played 11 game session at one point last month. I had a couple 9 game sessions. I've been playing like mostly 5 and 6 games. So I sit down, I have a good 3 or 4 hour session. And I've been playing a warm up too. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but one thing I've been doing is just quitting while I'm ahead, and it's worked out for me. You go down to positional statistics. I've been more effective in lane, at least in mid lane, which is my specialty. I've been roaming more this month from a statistical standpoint, but it's not that big of a difference. I've been pulling a ton of outside lane pressure, like 3 times as much outside lane pressure as I was last month. I've been pulling the same amount from my jungler to help me out. Stats this month. Playing against better people, I've learned that I really suck at AD carry. Like, I'm awful at it, and it's something that I really need to improve. And it's actually I've been leveling a Smurf, and I think it's something I'm going to try to work on a lot there, and just in like normal games, whatever I'm doing on my main account as well. It's something I really need to do. But my support KDA is significantly improved. I'm 0.6 higher, and that's a good thing. And I've been playing a ton of support this month, so that helps quite a bit. I jungled 1 game this month. It was Jungle Karthus. I didn't win, but we actually probably should have won that game. Now that I remember. Environmental statistics, nothing strange or nothing out of the ordinary. Music statistics, like day of the week, like all this environmental factors. There's nothing too strange there. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Thanks for watching, guys. Upvotes on Reddit or wherever. Upvotes here. Comment here. Feel free to comment over on the blog. Thank you for watching, and I'll be streaming shortly, so check me out there. Thanks a lot.